Nova Scotia, a province with a rich maritime tradition shaped by entrepreneurs. Our people are innovative and educated, filled with passion and skills. From kitchen parties to sociables, we are a culture built on community. But that community is facing change.
An economic shift, faltering employment with an outmigration of our youth. Declining population has led to slow business growth. Challenges felt hardest in communities left behind.
Families living in public housing.
People with disabilities unable to find employment.
Youth facing homelessness and poverty.
First Nations people seeking skills and training.
Nova Scotia has issued a call to action. New attitudes and perspectives are required. Opportunities need to be embraced.
The time for change is now.
We are Enactus St. Mary's, and my name is Kyle.
Kerrigan.
Danielle.
Vishwa.
Victoria.
And I'm Jared. On tech we have Alex, Mark, and the Wizard McCool.
Today, we are going to tell you how our projects have changed communities through
projects in their first year of operation, starting change.
Projects that are growing their impact and results, supporting change.
And projects that have reached maturity and have realized transfer of knowledge, sustaining change.
Please follow along in our annual reports as we take you through the impact that we have made.
Marquita and Dwayne live in Mulgrave Park, home to 250 families living in public housing. This community is facing challenge.
Many community members are unemployed and live well below the poverty line. They lack skills and opportunities, but that is not all that defines them.
Marquita, Dwayne, and their community are people with passion and hidden talents with a desire to work.
Enactus St. Mary's is using Progress in the Park to start change.
The project has 3 core objectives.
Engage community members in the development of ideas.
Implement immediate action designed to build trust and engagement.
Utilize long-term planning to provide sustainable change.
Enactus St. Mary's organized meetings with the local government to gather ideas.
We established an advisory committee to guide project initiatives, with 15 members of the community volunteering to be part of it.
The community is starting their own change.
Enactus St. Mary's recognized that addressing urgent needs would allow us to build trust within the community.
We held a Christmas party, providing a personalized gift for every child.
We raised over $2,500 to assist a community leader diagnosed with a terminal illness.
We collected over 1,500 pounds of food to fill the local food bank.
These short-term activities create engagement and support for the long-term plans.
Our needs assessment indicated that a holistic approach was required to build sustainable opportunities.
Enactus St. Mary's set achievable goals, including a mentorship program and community garden.
The mentorship program was created to help families develop action plans and create sustainable change in their lives.
Through an application process, residents identified training needs and one of 3 paths to success:
Finding sustainable employment, starting their own business, and furthering their education.
Enactus St. Mary's provides them with the relevant training and mentorship and an opportunity to apply for financial assistance.
21 people have already been impacted through the mentorship program, helping to launch 5 community-based businesses.
The community garden was created as an opportunity for community members to work together. The Metro Housing Authority supplied us with $10,000 and a plot of land.
Enactus St. Mary's partnered with Common Roots Urban Farm and the Ecology Action Centre to design the space.
The garden is a full-circle sustainability project with 3 parts: edible landscaping, family plots, and a market garden.
Residents will grow their own fresh fruits and vegetables, reducing the dependency on the food bank. They will also start a cooperative business, selling that fresh produce, bringing money back into the community.
The garden committee will be implementing greenhouses, allowing food to be grown year-round.
Thanks to Progress in the Park, Marquita and Dwayne are now changing their lives. They have started their own catering business and will be using fresh produce grown in the garden to cut costs.
Met some nice people from Progress in the Park who was helping us out with this. They've been really good to us. We like to use local products. The Progress in the Park is also developing within my community that I live in, Mulgrave Park. Progress in the makings, I guess.
Progress in the Park is a sustainable project with 7 organization partners.
We are being recognized for our activities.
Progress in the Park was awarded first place and $5,000 in the Boyne Clark Enterprise for Change competition.
Partnering with various levels of government, the Advisory Committee has already started its next project, to build a community playground.
Enactus St. Mary's will utilize the Progress in the Park framework to start change in other communities.
We have changed quality of life,
impacting 941 community members,
Empowering them to start businesses, return to school, and find employment.
We have changed standard of living,
investing over $20,000 in the community,
Reducing reliance on the food bank by empowering them to grow their own food.
New attitudes.
Different perspectives.
Countless opportunities.
starting change.
Robert has a disability. He was born with autism and has struggled through most of his young life.
Despite his talents, Robert was unable to find employment, and he is not alone.
At 20% of our population, Nova Scotia has the highest rate of individuals with disabilities in Canada. Individuals like Robert face discrimination, inadequate training, and inaccessible workplaces.
Only 47% of the disabled population are in the workforce. They earn $10,000 less each year than their non-disabled counterparts.
These individuals want to work, but are often overlooked by businesses.
Enactus St. Mary's is using accessibility to support change.
Nova Scotia expects a 20% decline in the available labor pool over the next 20 years.
People with disabilities can meet this need.
Using an entrepreneurial approach, we partnered with the Sobey School of Business on an application to the Federal Opportunities Fund.
Accessibility received a $1.1 million grant.
The funding has two main deliverables.
Identify entrepreneurs across the Maritimes with growing businesses and provide them a subsidy to hire a person with a disability for 1 year.
Launch a social media campaign promoting the talents and skills these individuals can provide to workplaces.
Our focus is on helping small and medium businesses address labor needs while preserving cash flow.
Employers know that the intention of accessibility is for participants to become long-term employees.
The social media campaign will educate on the value of hiring people with disabilities, in addition to developing 10 online commercials.
We created an award for organizations that are leading the way in creating accepting workplaces.
Enactus St. Mary's works with people with disabilities to help them take advantage of the employment opportunities offered through the program.
Participants receive support, coaching, and mentorship to help them maximize these opportunities.
They no longer receive less than their able-bodied counterparts. They now earn 60% higher than minimum wage.
The program has exceeded our expectations.
We have already secured 43 jobs with additional employers hiring who haven't even received a subsidy.
Thanks to accessibility, Robert is now changing his life. He is pursuing his passion for sports and has secured employment at a recreational facility.
My name is Robert Deal. The program I'm in is accessibility. My employment is at Dartmouth Sportsbooks. Prior to the end of the March, it was feeling very discouraging at the time. I was on income assistance, so I was only earning about $430 a month. By the time I put money away for rent and car insurance, it's not a lot. The Enactus students were calling the workplace in order to find work for us. Working here will have to be responsible for others as well. I can see this program working for other people. That much I can tell you.
Accessibility is now a sustainable project working with 20 communities across the Maritimes.
Accessibility will be recruiting participants to form an advisory committee that will help guide the program into the future.
We have changed quality of life,
impacting 43 people by empowering them to re-enter the workforce.
Educating 45 businesses on the value of hiring people with disabilities.
We have changed standard of living,
investing $230,000 into people with disabilities.
Creating 43 new jobs and helping them earn over $176,000.
New attitudes.
Different perspectives.
Countless opportunities.
Supporting change.
Holly, Monica, Johanna. Women from very different worlds, all living in poverty.
Poverty is a worldwide epidemic affecting more than 3 billion people. It knows no boundaries, and its effects are life-changing.
People facing poverty experience challenges with basic necessities such as food and shelter.
Enactus St. Mary's is using options, overcoming poverty to sustain change.
Options targets individuals struggling with poverty and intervenes based on their specific needs.
Our curriculum uses business concepts to empower these participants.
We teach skills including financial literacy, networking, and employability, and put them into action through community stewardship, entrepreneurship, and work experience.
The participants learn by doing.
For example, participants interview hiring managers to determine what employers are looking for.
We provide them with a unique opportunity to earn income, building confidence.
Participants are encouraged to run a social, sustainable enterprise and are given the necessary skills to run their own business.
Improving financial literacy skills is also very essential for these participants.
Using an entrepreneurial approach, Enactus St. Mary's created the social loan as a cornerstone to the options program.
The team provides participants with small loans to cover essential needs.
The participants work with our team to set a realistic budget and repayment plan tailored to their unique situation.
We educate them on the short and long-term financial decisions and encourage them to start saving.
Options participants managed to save over $15,000 this year, money that will be used towards their goals, such as returning to school or starting their own business.
In the past year, we provided 33 social loans totaling over $4,500.
The options program takes a holistic approach and is customized to specific needs of each community.
The second community we've expanded into is Buckingak, First Nations.
Less than 50% of the people in Buckingak have completed high school, and over 65% of them do not have jobs.
We partnered with the Buckingak Band Office to deliver the options program to 10 of their youth.
We empower participants through mentorship, access to employment opportunities, and essential skills and training.
Many of the core options programs are easily transferable, including financial literacy and entrepreneurship training.
As an example, the participants launched a catering business during the program, generating $200 in their first day of operations.
The focus for this community was employment and education. All of the youth have found jobs, and 4 are currently enrolled in a high school diploma program.
Enactus St. Mary's recognized a need to work with the community's adults in addition to their youth.
We engaged an additional 15 community members in employability and financial literacy training.
We also partnered with MCLEOD Safety, who will hire a minimum of 20 community members.
Our work in the Buckingak community has impacted 390 people, increasing employment by 15%.
We have been recognized for our success in Buckingak and have been invited to implement the program into other First Nation communities.
The second community we've expanded to is Chiclayo, Peru.
The barrios in Peru are some of the poorest places in the world, with people living on less than $1 a day. They lack access to basic necessities such as sewer, water, and electricity.
Chalice, one of the largest child sponsorship organizations in the world, approached our team. They told us about a need in Chiclayo.
Impoverished women with passion, but lacking access to opportunity.
But Chalice lacked the necessary business skills to help these women.
We engaged the women in a scoping exercise, getting them to articulate both their goals and barriers to their success.
These women dreamed of making better lives for themselves and their families.
They had an entrepreneurial spirit and amazing creative skills,
but faced challenges including fear of selling, low confidence, and lack of core business knowledge.
Enactus St. Mary's traveled to Peru to implement this project.
We provided them with new equipment and education, expanding their production capacity by 15%, and engaged them in a series of training sessions addressing issues outlined in the scoping exercise.
Experiential training was the focus.
For example, we set up a mock market for these women, encouraging them to sell to one another, turning a no into a yes.
Enactus St. Mary's recognized to ensure long-term sustainability, it was important to focus on a transfer of knowledge.
Using an entrepreneurial approach, we created a Train the Trainer program.
This empowers people to deliver entrepreneurship training to other communities.
But Enactus St. Mary's recognized that many of these people are illiterate.
We partnered with the United States Department of Labor to access additional material designed specifically for people with low literacy.
We also created training videos to accompany our handbook.
Chalice has embraced the concept. In addition to South America, we will be unrolling the program in 14 countries across Africa and Asia.
There will be 36 sites participating in the Train the Trainer program.
Enactus St. Mary's recognized a need for these women to expand their community market.
We created Artisans for Life,
an e-commerce site that has a dual purpose, purchasing products and crowdfunding investments.
Now, the women of Chiclayo will be able to export their products to other countries.
Enactus St. Mary's and Chalice will run the site as a social enterprise, ensuring the long-term sustainability for these artisan women.
Chalice has other initiatives, including microfinance and global farming programs that will work in unison with the site.
Recognizing the challenges in launching a global e-commerce site, we engaged MBA students in the management consultancy course to develop a feasibility study and implementation plan.
The Options program is creating long-lasting, sustainable change in communities around the world.
18 are in schools, 66 have jobs, and 5 have become entrepreneurs.
In the past year, impoverished people in our program have earned over $189,000.
Thanks to Options, Holly, Monica, and Johanna are now changing their lives.
Holly has started her own cleaning business and has saved over $3,000 towards her education.
Monica has reduced her debt by $3,500 and is currently working towards her high school diploma.
Johanna and other women in her community have become entrepreneurs, generating over $3,000 in revenue.
It was great when we came upon Enactus. People were really amazed how quickly they touched everybody, and the workshops that they delivered were just point on. It was exactly what the women needed.
Para mí significa poder aprender más, a capacitarme más, por el bienestar de mí y de mi familia, ¿no? Bueno, un ingreso, una ayuda más. Para mi familia poder lograr lo que yo quiero.
So it's very exciting. It's been a wonderful journey, and it's really just the beginning.
Options is a sustainable project working with 33 organization partners across 41 communities.
We have been nominated as a Global Best program for encouraging employability and entrepreneurship in marginalized communities. And last night, we were awarded first place in the Capital One Financial Education Challenge.
We've been invited to run the Options program inside a federal penitentiary for women in Truro, Nova Scotia for this upcoming year.
We have changed quality of life.
Impacting 1,200 people by empowering them to find sustainable employment, start their own business, and further their education.
Helping people save $15,000 towards a better future.
We have changed standard of living.
Creating 66 jobs and 20 businesses.
Increasing income of people facing poverty by $189,000.
New attitudes.
Different perspectives.
Countless opportunities.
Sustaining change.
These are just 3 of our 9 projects Enactus St. Mary's is using to change communities.
We are leading positive change in our community.
Working with 62 community partners.
Investing over $590,000.
The presentation time has now expired.